first jQuery UI effect that we're going to look at is just a simple basic effect. This applies the effect to an element, just like in this example. Let's look into Visual Studio and see how we use this. In Visual Studio, let's go ahead and open up our effects.html page. And first thing we want to do is change this to effect or effects. And do a little housekeeping here, put break, clear, all. Okay. And next, what we want to do is start creating a div here. Just kind of break out our code. We'll do a style block. Do our script block. JavaScript. Okay. And lastly, we want to do an h2 tag. And the first one we're going to do is just a basic effect. Okay. So now what we want to do is make a div, call this ID equals effect window, class equals UI dash widget dash content. Also, I'll go put a corner on it. All. Okay. And then next, what we're going to do is h3. I'm going to assign a class to this equal to UI dash widget dash header UI dash corner dash all. We'll go ahead and call this effect. A break. We do a p tag and we'll say div will, and do an order list, and let's do an inline style of margin dash left 30 pixels. Okay, now let's put in some list objects. So first one, we're going to say let's go bounce. Second thing it's going to do is highlight. And let's see, third thing we're going to make it do is explode. That sounds good. We'll make it explode. Alright, so underneath our effect window div, we're going to do no break. We're going to say clear equals all. And then next thing we're going to do is make a button. ID equals button run effect. And then we're going to say show effect. Okay, so there's that. Now let's go up under our JavaScript and let's say $sign function. Okay. So one of the first things we want to do is create a function. We'll call it a run effect. And within here, we're going to say the effect window element. It's going to have an effect of bounce. We're not running our function, and we're going to say here's the delay, 500. That's in milliseconds. So again, here's effect, and we're going to say highlight. And we'll say 1500 milliseconds on that one. And lastly, we'll say effect, explode, and 1000. And we're going to have it do a callback at the very end to kind of reset it, if you will. So that closes that function. And then here's going to be our callback. So we need to reset the window. And function callback. Set timeout. Our function. And we want this to say effect window remove attributes of the style and hide it and fade it in. Okay. So let's close the timeout, close the function. Okay. Next, go say button run effect. Click. Go run a function. And within this, just say simply run effect. And then being a button, we return false because we don't need it to do anything beyond that. And lastly, let's go put a style on this. Make it somewhat pleasing to see. Effect window, width 300 pixels, and then we'll do a height of 125 pixels. Okay, and let's look at it here. All right, save, and we'll hit refresh. Actually, to go to our another page here, so type in effects.html. There we go. There's our effect window. So click on the button. There it does is bounce. It'll highlight and then finally explode. And then the callback will run. And we'll do it all again. Bounce, highlight, and explode. This has been a basic effect in jQuery UI. The next jQuery UI effect that we're going to look at is in the visibility section, and it's show. This effect is the equivalent of the CSS style display : block. This is also included in the default jQuery library, but here in jQuery UI it is extended with additional options and animations. This is an example of show. Let's go to Visual Studio and see how this is done. In Visual Studio, let's go ahead and copy our previous section that we made. And then we'll clear out the HTML along with JavaScript. And last but not least, the style. Okay. Let's update the text of this to say show. Now let's do some code. Alright, let's start off by creating a div. Class equals wrapper. Then we'll create another div inside of that. Give it the ID of showDiv. Give it a class. UI widget -content UI -corner -all. And within that, make an h3 header. Class equal to UI widget header, and also UI corner all. Call it effect. Next, paragraph tag, and say div will. And then an order list, margin left, fix. Okay. Close the UL. One list object, just say show. Okay, there's our HTML so far. Let's go down to here and we'll add a break and do a clear all. And then we'll go add a button so we can run our effect. and that's basically what the button will be called to. And let's go up to our style block first and say show div. We're just going to give it some properties: 300 pix, height, 125 pix, display, none. So by default, when the page loads, our div will not be shown. It will be hidden. So within the document.ready, we go do function run effect show. And within that, we're going to say $sign show div dot show callback show, which is going to be a callback that we're going to create here. And just a little note for later, just in case you're trying to figure out what's going on here. Okay, so function callback show set timeout function show div hide dot fade out. Oops, needs to be $sign there. There, and we'll set the delay on that to 5,000. Okay, that closes our timeout function. That closes our main function, so we're good there. Next, we go do button show to click custom function run effect show. And then because it's a button, we're not doing anything else, so we want to return false there. Okay, so we should be good now, and let's go to our browser window and check it out. Let's go ahead and hit refresh. Here's our show. By default, the div did not show up, so let's run the effect, and here it is. It showed up now, and after a few seconds it goes away. That is the timeout that we have that tells it to go away. If we did not have that timeout that is encased in that callback function, it would just stay up. So that is the show effect of jQuery UI.